5 seconds. Captain Anthony was working in the year 1985 as a security officer with Bharat Gold Mines Limited, which was engaged in the mining of gold in the Kolar gold mines in Karnataka. On 2nd June 1985, a raid was conducted by the Superintendent of Police at the residence of Captain, from where a sponge gold will weighing 4.5 grams and 12.76 grams of gold bearing sand were recovered. He was immediately suspended from his service, and the same day an FIR was registered. The next day, petitioner received a charge sheet, and hence departmental proceedings were also initiated against him. The petitioner then moved an application before his disciplinary authorities, paying that the departmental proceedings be stayed till the conclusion of the criminal proceedings, but his request was turned down. Meanwhile, he turned to his home state of Kerala and requested for an adjournment of the disciplinary proceedings. This request was also turned down. The departmental proceedings went ex parte against the petitioner, where he was found guilty of misconduct. On 7 June 1986, petitioner was dismissed from service. During his entire period of suspension, he was not given any subsistence allowance. On 3rd February 1987, Captain Anthony was acquitted in the criminal trial on the grounds that the prosecution had failed to establish its case, particularly the police raid on which the entire case was based. The petitioner immediately after his acquittal placed a copy of the judgment of the criminal court before his departmental authorities and prayed for his reinstatement. This was denied, and consequently the petitioner filed a departmental appeal, which was also dismissed. He then approached the High Court of Karnataka, where his writ petition was allowed by the court, and his reinstatement was ordered on the ground that on the same set of charges the petitioner has been acquitted by a criminal court, and hence he must be reinstated in service. The state filed a special appeal before the division bench, which was allowed, and the order of the learned single judge was set aside. The petitioner then challenged the order of the division bench of the Karnataka High Court. Before this court, there were two factors were weighed with the Supreme Court while deciding that case. The first was the admitted fact that the petitioner was not given any subsistence allowance during his period of suspension. The second aspect was that the petitioner was being charged on the same set of facts in the two proceedings, and therefore he had made request to the departmental authorities to stay the departmental proceedings till the conclusion of the criminal case, a request which was denied. This aspect seems to be the most important factor weighing in the mind of this court, as this court was of the opinion that the charges involved a complicated question of fact and law relating to the raid made by the police, and therefore the departmental proceedings should have been stayed, and it should have awaited the result of the criminal proceedings. It was in the raid made by the police that the gold sponge ball and gold bearing sand were allegedly recovered from his residence. This factum of raid and recovery, which was the fulcrum of the case, stood disproved. Under these circumstances, it was held that the petitioner was liable to be reinstated. Captain Anthony thus must be appreciated for its unique facts, and to our mind, it does not lay down a law of universal application. We say this because as against Captain Anthony, we have a large number of cases where this court has consistently held that the two proceedings, that is criminal and departmental, are entirely different, and merely because one has been acquitted in a criminal trial, that itself will not result in the reinstatement in service when one has been found guilty in a departmental proceeding. We may refer to a few of these decisions. In the case of Union of India versus Sitaram Mishra, a constable in Central Reserve Police Force was charged for being negligent and careless and therefore was removed from service. The facts of the case were that the constable, while removing the magazine of his 9mm carbine gun, accidentally fired 8 rounds, which resulted in the death of one constable who was at the relevant time in the same barrack. The constable was held guilty of misconduct in the disciplinary proceedings and was dismissed from service. Meanwhile, the constable was also tried for the offence under section 304 of IPC in a criminal trial where he was acquitted. He thereafter filed a writ petition before the High Court challenging his dismissal from service. The writ petition was dismissed, but later on an appeal before a division bench, the order of the learned single judge was set aside, and it was ordered that since the constable by that time had been acquitted in the criminal court, he is liable to be reinstated in service, and since by that time he had retired from service.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.